Why I can't log in? Never. Oh fuck! Sorry, I typed the wrong password, guys.
Ah, that's why I was.
Yeah, I always thought like
I was
last
like, no, Leo,
so
please.
no, it's okay. Uh, .com. Okay, you can grab our like a video chat through your monitor because right now I cannot see us.
Mm-hmm.
Why I can't log in? Shit. Lab.com. Okay, here we go. Logged in. Give me a second, okay?
Yeah, sure. Take your time.
When did you sleep last night? You sleep early?
Yeah, I slept really, really well, actually. Yeah, because yesterday I did like, I had 3 hours of sleep.
3 hours sleep? Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I woke up like 4. I went to sleep to 2 in the morning, and I woke up like 4:30
Okay.
because I had to help Kim with something for his art direction with Montreal,
Okay.
and nothing that I can talk about on
Yeah, right
live,
now.
but so
Don't
I
worry.
had to do basically this concept in 5-6 hours, and I was
Okay.
like, okay. Boom. And I didn't sleep, and basically yesterday I did almost nothing in the office because I was a zombie. I was dead. But
Yeah, I never tried that way because yeah, I think people can see you right now, so be careful.
yeah. No. I'm not gonna say anything confidential. I know.
Okay. Okay. All right, I think you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
I think gonna way more people here because right now like 20 people something. Give me a second. I probably like just send some link to some people else.
Yes. How do you say hi in Chinese?
Say hi in Chinese. 你好.
Ni hao, everybody.
Yes, everybody. Yeah, you can use it like if you want to talk with some guys here. You just like say super simple words. They're gonna understand it. So
Yeah. No, I heard Chinese is super difficult to pronounce.
yeah, it's kind of most complicated words, right?
Yeah. Because I gotta say, like, I'm Italian, so
How to say, wait, how to say Italian? Like say good morning.
buongiorno.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Bonjour, lah.
Buongiorno.
Bonjour. No. Oh, it's kind of like bonjour, like French.
It's like bonjour, yeah, like French, but
Okay.
to me is super simple to pronounce, of course. And
Yeah,
English is way more simple than Italian.
you can twist your tongue, right?
Yeah. So I'm like, oh man, English is so easy sometimes,
Yeah.
but pronunciation is hard for me. So when I think about Chinese, I think grammar and pronunciation is hard at the same time. I'm like, nah, fuck. I wanna
Yeah.
learn, but No
can do
time. It's super difficult.
you gonna do your tongue yoga something like transfer that kind of like a muscle into certain pronunciations.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, I was told when I was learning English, I
Yeah.
was told, well, the fastest way to learn English is get a girlfriend, you know?
Oh shit. Yeah, it's like starting from dirty words, right?
Yeah.
So
But I mean, I'm done. I'm married, so I'm like, there's no way I can learn another language.
oh shit, don't say you're married because lots of like think like some single girls come here doesn't want to see you as a single hopefully, but yeah,
Ah,
keep a secret like okay, it's fine. Okay, yeah, right now I'm thinking we got like around like 70, 80 people here.
that's a good number. Awesome.
Yeah, it's like yeah, I think I gonna ask some of this ready stuff. Yeah, some of the things like they're laughing here. It's like they probably understand sometimes.
Yeah.
Right now. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I don't speak or read Chinese, so you can say anything bad about me, and I will never understand.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna ask them. I'm gonna say something to my friends here, and we can start talking officially. Okay.
Yes.
OK，嘿，大家好，我是 Leo，是创意齿轮的创办者。很高兴大家能够在年假期间百忙之中来我们创意齿轮 Creative Gear 2018年的第1期公开课。我们公开课这次主要是想以直播的方式让大家在课前跟我们的厨艺老师做一个见面，就是提前了解一下互相有没有什么问题啊，有没有对课程什么不明白的地方，大家可以在直播当中就是很随意的去问他。然后呢，你们有什么问题可以一会儿在，因为你们不能 talk 不能说，所以说你可以在这儿留言区跟我说，然后我就可以转达给他。他看不到这个页面，只有我能看到，他可能没有上，他只是开了直播软件。OK， 我们这次邀请到的大咖是来自多伦多育碧工作室的一位概念设计师，叫 Oscar Cafaro。Hey, welcome, Oscar.
Hi, everybody. 你好。
OK, yeah, Oscar. Oscar是一个很出色、很有才且工作经历特别丰富的一位概念设计师。他的设计方向主要是机械设计，我们也可以叫就是工业设计。在角色的一些装备上，还有物件还有载具，一些建筑物啊之类的，很后现代那些东西，他都有参与过类似项目。然后之前我们就是多伦多工作室刚自主研发的一个小项目叫 Starlink， 他在那个 Starlink 大概工作了将近2年吧，里边很多那个飞船之类的载具都是他设计的，大家可以上 RC 上去搜一下 Oscar Cafaro 这个名字，去看一下他的作品。我们这个直播呢，主要会分为2个部分。第一部分就是我们会让 Oscar 说一下他的一些成长经历，就是如何因为他是意大利的嘛，他是如何从意大利那边来到了加拿大，他干过什么项目，然后他对机械设计和工业设计，我知道很多朋友们都很喜欢搞设计，尤其是小 Mech design 之类的，有 Q 版的，有写实的，但是有很多朋友大概就是不太了解如何去在玩形状的过程中把一个东西做得很功能性。他特别擅长去研究一些这些类似于机械、枪械，还有这些弄得就是在娱乐设计方面，在保持外形的方向下，它还可以做得很 reliable 的一个 design。然后呢，我们讲完 Oscar 的一些经历和工作流程，我知道有很多朋友都在问我，就是他讲很多知道在我们一些做3A 项目及电影工作的时候是怎样的一个很正规化的工作流程。我们希望在这儿也可以通过这次直播，让 Oscar 给我们讲一下，在公司里面到底是怎么样工作的。 然后呢，我们第二阶段会讲一下我们创意齿轮2018年的这一期课程。Oscar 在我们这期课程里面会负责机械设计这一部分，作为机械设计课的讲师。他的课程表我已经发在了我们 QQ 群的群文件，大家可以去看一下。有一些是英文，可能对有些同学不太好理解。有些同学问我，他有一块上面翻译成中文写的是很多平面构成东西，我会问他一下，大概到底是就是平面构成，就是平面的东西是如何结合3D 去设计一个很漂亮的东西出来，而且能用的东西。第二部分是大概就是讲一下我们的课程，第三部分大概想留点时间跟大家去做答疑，有任何问题的话，大家可以去在这儿留言问我啊，或者是直接问他都可以。如果有英文好的朋友，可以直接打英文，他可以whatever， so 你就可以打着，因为他不看这个。Okay, Oscar.
Awesome.
Can you do me a favor, like?
Sure.
Tell me a little bit about your background, like say, why do you come to Canada, and what's your journey to become a concept artist? What kind of thing to drive you to want to become a concept artist? As I know, like Italy is kind of more traditional country, right?
Mm-mm.
So many audio artists and fine artists from 18th century, 19th century stuff. But you choose to be a concept artist, but focus on Mech design. It's totally different from fine artists.
Yeah, very different. Yeah. Well, just for simplicity, I'm gonna say short sentences so you can translate, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, well, as you know, I'm from Italy, so I've been living my whole life in Italy, and I used to see really traditional stuff and art.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oscar 说他在意大利生活了很长时间。我问他就是你为什么就是来到加拿大，然后为什么成为概念设计师？因为意大利是大家都知道是很传统一个国家，就是有了很多的那些油画家。18世纪、19世纪初有很多的很出名油画家，但是我问他为什么你就是选择概念设计这条路，而且选择机械设计为主要方向。
And I actually grew up watching, American movies and Japanese animes and so many influences, right? So I think that this clash of ideas and creative environment made, a unique mix.
Yeah, I know. Global culture affected, right?
Global culture, I think probably the same for you. I've been living in this love for the American movies for all my life, basically.
Oscar 说他基本现在就是很全球化的一个趋势，导致他像我们很多国内朋友一样，就是从小在国内生长，但是我们接触美国文化、接触日本文化、看美国电影、日本漫画之类的很多，所以说这些他受了很大的影响。All right.
And so my dad was always really good at drawing. So
really?
He was painting.
You're from an artist family tree. I never know that.
Yeah, actually, many in my family are really good at drawing, but never found a creative job.
Oh, really? So they just see like art as a hobby, something.
Yeah, it's in their spare time. They draw, they paint, they always do nice stuff. Like my brother is an interior designer.
Interior designer? Okay.
Yeah, so we always had that in my family.
So you want like say your family like see it's just like hobby, but you want to drive it to like more higher level, right?
Yeah, so exactly. So they supported me to study art.
Okay, so you graduated university or?
So then I went to the college. I graduated at Fine Art Academy of Milan, the university.
Nice.
And last year I started to try digital painting, and since then I never stopped. No, it's now 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oscar 说他的 他的家庭历史是很多有画画的，而且画的很好。我估计在意大利那边，大部分人都能画点东西。然后他说他的一个兄弟，他可能是有一个哥哥或弟弟吧，我具体不知道，就是搞室内设计的。他看到很多人在他身边，就是都会画画，但是很难把创作当做一个很正经的工作，就是大家都是当那个一些爱好而已，就是兴趣而为。所以说他想就是在自己一个在兴趣的范围内，在兴趣之上去把一个创作跟画画运用到一个工作当中。所以说他就看到就立志想作为一个做游戏或者做电影。然后他家里很支持他，就是他在米兰的一个大学里面，完成了一个 diploma， 一个专科吧，应该是一个 fine artist， 就是传统绘画的一个课程。All right.
Yeah, there's actually a funny story about how I started to paint digitally. So I was looking at, I went to a show, an exhibition of Star Wars. And
Yeah, you are the fan of Star Wars.
yeah, I love Star Wars. And
Okay.
I used to love Star Wars even more.
Okay.
But now it's kind of different. It's more for
All right.
kids, but
I can tell you right now, I just like sold my Battlefront like just 2 weeks ago in Star Wars game, but I'm not a fan of it. Yeah, but
I love it. It's
awesome.
beautiful.
It's very classic. Yeah.
It's basically the Bible of sci-fi. Is you know is, and so I went to this exhibition and I was captured about the models. I wasn't into the painting at all. I was like, I don't care about the paintings. And I was like, oh, these model made of plastic and wood, they looked amazing. And they were huge, like 3 meters long.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, no, I want to do this. I want to do this for a living. Like, yeah, I want to make models and ships and starships.
Okay.
And I think that's where my love for mechanical design started.
Yeah, I imagine like as a case, you see something like a huge models over there. It's really, in terms of the size, already very magnificent. So
yeah,
right. Oscar 说他也是，像大部分人一样是星战粉。他说他很小的时候去看一些星战的一些展览，然后好像是作为孩子的兴趣，就看到有很多很巨大的模型之类的，感觉很酷很帅。他就是从此可能产生了一个念头，就是我想把这个东西作为一个自己的生计，他也想去设计这些东西作为一项正经的工作。
So I started doing my own models, and
actually like a
yeah. Like my father at the time was a metal worker, so
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I used to ask my dad, hey man, can you bring me a piece of wood, a piece of metal, so I can like stick, parts of plastic. And I used to steal shampoo bottles from my mother, take the caps and like doing weird stuff.
Yes.
And like I was trying to do that, and I was like, oh, this is so hard. Like honestly, it's so hard. And I'm probably not gonna make money out of this. So I said, I'm not gonna get a job out of this.
You're definitely thinking like you want to sell this at a job or
right. Yeah. I was really into the idea of like, I don't want to make this for fun. Okay. I want to make a living out of it. I want to live of that. My passion was clear.
Like say how many like how old are you like when you have this kind of memory?
Yeah, I was 21.
21 something. Okay.
Yeah, I was 21. So I used to do that stuff, and I was like, oh, this is too hard. And so my love for mechanical design and ships was there, but I shift to digital painting.
All right. So yeah, do you still have the painting for your first run?
Excuse me?
Do you have you say you shifted to digital painting of your first model, right?
Yeah.
Do you still have the painting in hands or?
I have some old digital painting that when I first started. Let me look for it.
Okay.
Actually,
Oscar
yes.
Oscar 说他爸爸是一个类似于我们好像是类似于工匠之类工作，会把一些铁制的物品，就是会去做加工，然后他就是跟他爸学了很多这些东西，然后他跟他爸一起在拿那个一些铁制物件去做，就我们小时候做模型一样，他做了一些模型，然后他感觉。这个确实是想成为一个工作的一个事儿，就是后来就是越来越认真的去钻研、去设计这个东西。然后他说他设计了一个飞船，而且还在他学做飞船的时候学了 data painting，然后他还就是电脑绘画，然后他还确实把一座飞船画在了自己的那个电脑上，就是他当时第一张好像是 data painting。我在问他有没有还能不能看到这个，他当时是大概21岁左右。
Yeah, I'm looking for this stuff. I wasn't planning to show it, but oh, there you go. Yeah, I got it. It's online. I'm ashamed, but it's online, so internet doesn't forget.
I didn't see. Can you grab to your?
Yeah, there you go. This is like probably one of my first digital painting.
No, you mean the one you show? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's still like marker and pen.
You made this one.
Yeah, but like this stuff is digital.
Okay.
And then you can see like the lame brush strokes. It was like, yeah, I was 22 or 20. Yeah, I was.
You should, you know what? You should like take extra picture of your physical model and do the compare like to the digital paint.
Oh yeah, we will do that. We will do that. But yeah, basically this was the quality. Like the perspective was all wrong, and it was like, oh man, this is so ugly.
Oscar 说他在网上搜到这些图，就你现在看这刚才跟那个小飞船，是他之前在学 digital painting 之前自己就是用一些用铁呀，用一些塑料之类，自己确实把这个模型做出来了，然后他去从做模型的一个基础上去 transfer 到了一个电脑绘画。
Yeah. So yeah, for comparison, this is what I did like a couple years ago. It was 2013. So it's actually 3 years ago or 4 years ago. So yeah, so you can see the difference, right?
Yeah, for sure. You made a big progress. Like
yeah.
How many years you came to Canada, by the way?
It's 5 now. 5 years. 5 years. Yeah. And I did this when I was already in Canada. Yeah, I was in Montreal at the time. So basically, to complete my background, so I switched to digital. I was still at university, and I got a job into the theater industry. So I started working for opera. You know,
it's a company? Oh,
no, for the singers. You know, there's those theater with lyric singers, and I loved it, honestly. It was my very first approach to a professional environment.
So you designed definitely for the interior, or
it was basically, yeah, it was weird because it was not necessarily an interior. It was the weird thing about theater is that you have to make the set design, and the set design stays there for 2 hours. So every detail counts. So it's not like a movie, right? You do something and it goes fast super quickly. You do a scene, and then when you go to theater, you look at this scene for an hour, right?
So it's kind of like a short movie, like an advertisement, something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, right. So imagine that you watch a movie and the scene is the same for an hour. So you better be sure that that scene is perfect. So from then I learned to pay attention to details, and I still do that. So it was my very first approach was amazing.
So this is your like kind of first job after you graduate?
Yeah, that was my very first job. Yeah, I loved it. But at some point, I had the opportunity to switch to work on movies. So I did that.
然后 Oscar 说他在意大利那边，荷兰好像是米兰那边毕业第一个工作是给一个 opera， 就是我们的歌剧院里面可能放一些小电影之类的，他会设计里面的一些小镜头。当时小镜头就是不是很长的一个片子，大概就是类似于广告很短的那种小一个快速视频。他设计了很多那个，在他的刚毕业的时候第一个工作，然后当时他特别想做电影。然后
so I can show you something. It's basically stuff like this.
Okay.
So very traditional. So my Italian background helped me a lot.
Okay.
But it was very, very technical, like stuff like that.
Stuff like church?
This is like, yeah, it's like a kind of a church. Yeah.
Okay.
And this is like a wall, but you see like.
这就是他之前做的那个一些小设计，第一份工作吧，大概是。
Yeah. And this was all hand drawn. Yeah.
Oh, crazy, man.
Yeah.
You should like do ZBrush.
I know. A ZBrush of this would be crazy. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you should never like stick with SketchUp only. So.
Yeah. So a lot of hand drawing. It was fun. It was cool. I loved it, honestly.
So it's like 10 years ago you did this.
Yes. Yes, it was like 8-9 years ago. I did it for a couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah.
这些是他10年前就是刚毕业那会儿自己去画的一些手绘。All right.
So it was very, very technical, but you can see the love for details was crazy, right?
So I would like say your design process like not, like me, like I started from the very loose painting and try to lock down into kind of, physical kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. But you starting basically like from the very fixed ratio, everything goes very specific, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Because we had to make sure that this could be built by a carpenter, right?
So you started thinking from the very physical draft thing.
Yes. Look, so basically for this, we used to have a conversation with the builders, the carpenters, and it was like, oh, we cannot build stuff higher than 10 meters. So whatever you do has to be shorter than 10 meters.
Okay,
right? So that was like, yeah, which is
like, okay,
yeah, which is very similar to what we do for video games, right? Because it's different, but it's very similar. Because maybe you did that, but like exactly last week we had this conversation with the animators, and the animators were like, oh, but we cannot extend legs, arms, head for the characters. We cannot do that for vehicles. They give you a lot of restrictions. So I feel like that background is still helps me a lot.
Yeah, I know. So Oscar 之前他做这些设计的时候，他这些东西是需要跟建筑师去谈，就是有一些很多的限制，他不能去把这个东西造出来。然后他说这个东西很像我们在游戏公司跟电影公司里面去工作，我觉得会更难一些，因为这些东西就是很现实的要把它做出来，而且要用，不像我们就是游戏公司、电影公司再做出来，它也是3D 模型。然后他就像上礼拜他好像跟那个动画组的一些人去谈一些设计东西的问题，然后动画组人就给他了很多限制，就说我们有些部件是不能动画的，或者说动画的幅度有多少，所以说就很多的限制都会影响他在工作中做一个好的设计。
Yeah, so after this experience, as I said, I loved it, but I was like, no, I want to work for movies and video games. So my boss used to know a production designer from Hollywood. He's actually, this production designer is Italian, but from Hollywood, yeah, who used to work with Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio. So it was really pretty popular. So this guy had a gig with Disney and hired me to do some concept.
Wow, so you really like be a concept for Disney for
Yeah,
now?
Yeah.
OK， 然后他说他这个工作的老板是以前好莱坞的一个人物，认识很多就是很多很著名的人吧。然后他还认识了迪士尼的一些人，然后介绍他去做迪士尼，做了一段时间。 Okay,
Yeah.
so what you did for Disney?
So I'm gonna show you some stuff I did for them. Basically, the movie is Cinderella, which came
Cinderella.
out a few years ago. Yeah, the live action for Cinderella.
Okay, you know what? You should like you should test me early. Like I can search the Chinese, but yeah, this is fine. Cinderella.
Ah, I'm sorry. It's
No, it's fine.
sorry.
Well, so this is. Oh, I saw that you still working on kind of like all the Mac design thing, but you still painting something.
Yeah. I used to paint a lot of stuff.
Okay,
But yeah, this is what I'm about to tell you. I wasn't really happy with this stuff
nice. 这
because it
些
was
是他们
like
给那个迪士尼一些电影做的一些概念。Shit. Yeah, you should like post on Instagram. You're gonna be big.
no, I don't know. I felt like this was not what I wanted to do still. It was like, yeah, I really want to do.
Okay.
Honestly, I was still in love with Star Wars and mechanical design and ships, and I felt like this was drifting me, like was bringing me a little away from my dreams.
Yes.
So I was like, and honestly, well, this is a different conversation, but the mood, the atmosphere with my colleagues over there wasn't really good. I was still in Italy at the time. I was in
Really?
Rome. Yeah.
Oh, I saw like all the workers over there are gonna be amazing.
Yeah, but for a weird reason, I didn't really enjoy the atmosphere of the studio. Probably I was too young.
You mean in the Disney or?
Well, I wasn't working. I had a contract with Disney, so I was
Okay.
working for Disney, but
Okay,
I
but
wasn't.
the studio you said like with your Hollywood boss.
Yeah,
Right?
so basically,
Okay.
this production designer, has a
Yes.
studio in Rome,
Oh, in
and
Rome? Okay.
and we were like 6, 7 people
Okay.
working together for this guy, but this guy was always away. So I didn't,
Not
because
very, not very
he
responsible.
used to work in LA, UK,
Okay.
so I didn't have the chance to learn from him.
Okay. So this driving you to I want to go like a bigger studio, like stay with some masters, right?
Yeah, so I was like, I want to stay with people where I can learn from, like having a relationship with creative people. And there was just showing to the studio 8 in the morning and like paint stuff super quickly and then go home. And I didn't really have the chance to learn.
OK，
So
奥斯卡说他在之前一个就是他那个跟那个好莱坞头的工作室里面不是很开心，因为他那个是个 production designer，就是一些类似于就是管项目的人，需要跑很多地方，去 LA 啊，去一些 UK 之类的地方，所以说他很难有机会接触到他，就跟他学东西，所以说他在那儿干了一段时间，觉得就是他特别想跟一些很厉害的人待在一起去共同进步。他感觉自己在那儿有点就是拿到活然后干一点活，交个活，然后下午就回家了，所以说不是很满意的一个工作环境。Okay, so after that
after that, basically I said, you know what, I want to do what I really love to do. So I, on my own, like, I moved to LA for 5 months.
Okay, so directly from Rome?
Yeah.
From Rome, okay.
Rome, yeah. I was like, screw that. I just want to go. And like, yes, I have a job. Yes, I'm working for Disney. Yes, I might think this is it, but I was like, no, I really want to go for my dream, which is working for video games and sci-fi movies. So I went to LA, and it was almost like a retirement for me. It was like I had no friends, no one. Like it was just me and my work. So I spent 5 months working, like painting, like 10 hours, 12 hours a day. Like,
so you just like go there without a contract, or you just
without a contract? I went there like I got a class at Concept Design Academy.
Okay.
And
I heard of that school.
Yeah, it was pretty. It is still pretty big. I mean, the atmosphere is great. Lots of students internationally from everywhere.
So you just like went there with that class?
yeah, I went there for a class, and that was my excuse to go there and just study and do my portfolio. Because at the time I didn't really have a portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
It was my stuff from the theater experience and from the school, but
Yeah.
I felt like this is not enough to get a job in a AAA studio.
Shit, it's
So
already very awesome to me.
no,
What's
and
my point? Okay.
so basically, and that's where I did the stuff here,
Okay.
right? So I really
Oscar,
started to do like sci-fi stuff, mechanical stuff, and yeah, basically this stuff over here. And I
然后 Oscar
explore,
去，OK，Oscar 去从罗马那个工作室，感觉画那些东西不是他自己真正想要追求的东西，所以说他就去就是在没有把这个工作辞掉以后，然后去了一个在 LA 那边有一个课叫 Concept Art Academy，大概可能我有印象在网上搜到过他的课程，然后他就去那边学了一期的课程，然后去把自己的一些专攻方向就从那儿开始就逐渐的转向了机械设计跟那个工业设计这方面。然后他自己去的时候也没有工作，就纯粹去想去有点闯荡的那种感觉。
Yeah.
Right.
So at the same time, it was just a coincidence. I started to freelancing, like my very first gigs,
Okay.
with a company in Seattle that used to make this stuff.
Seattle.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you like did the freelance over.
Yeah, I started doing freelance.
Yes.
But it was a coincidence. It wasn't because I moved to LA. It was just a coincidence.
Yeah.
And yeah, I started doing like this kind of illustration like this.
他这些活是在 LA 的西雅图一个很凑巧的时间去接到了一个外包，然后他就开始画这些东西。他在那边待了大概5个月的时间。
And
so what's the title of the game?
This is like it's not a video game. It's a table game. You know,
Yeah,
privateer press.
Right?
Yeah, like a board game, like with cards and stuff. And you know those games where they have like crazy beautiful miniatures
Yes.
that they used to paint? Yeah, that basically the illustration of the presentation of the new character.
Nice.
So
yeah,
stuff like that.
About the design ability and the paint.
Yeah. So this was like this was going to what I was wanted to do. I want, it was like, this is mechanical design. This is,
Yeah.
it's sci-fi. It's cheesy. I love it. So it's this kind of stuff. But I like basically started doing this kind of stuff over here. And yeah, so stuff like
但这
that.
些是给那个西雅图那个公司当时做外包的时候一个卡牌项目。从这个项目开始，他就感觉自己逐渐找到了自己的以后一个很努力的一个方向吧。
Yeah.
All right. So this is your personal work or?
Yeah, this is personal. But basically, at that time, for about 6 months, a year, I started doing personal stuff.
Okay.
And
But you just
freelancing.
like after school, you just like stay LA for somehow, right?
Yeah. But at some point, because of the visa, I had to go back in Italy.
Oh, okay. Shit.
So
yeah.
yeah.
The visa thing always.
Yeah, the visa thing, is always tricky. So I started to do, freelance a little bit.
Okay.
And I started to work on my very first video game with Bethesda.
Your own video game or?
No, with my first gig with a video game company with Bethesda.
Okay.
And where is it?
就是他从 LA 待了一段时间以后呢，就是由于那个 visa 不能，就是签证不能待过长时间，然后他又回了意大利。他从那儿以后，他就开始就是要做机械决定了，然后他就很多个人作品，然后同时也在接外包，然后他进了自己人生中第一家游戏公司，之前都是在做一些电影，还有一些外包之类的东西，卡牌，这是他。对，做的第一次游戏。So this is all your like gaming company?
Yeah, this is like freelance. Yeah,
okay.
Some freelance work that I started to do, and since then, basically, I always did freelance.
Nice.
And
so how many years did you do freelancing?
It's now 6-7 years, and I worked with.
So 7 years before you came to Canada?
No. I actually always did freelance a bit. I used to do it massively before coming to Canada, and then when I moved to Canada, I basically did nothing for a year and a half, and then after that, I started doing some freelance again. So right now I'm at Ubisoft, as you know, and doing both Ubisoft and some freelance.
Wow, you're a Ubisoft member, man. I just know this.
Exactly.
Sorry, man. It's a very cool joke.
Yeah.
So before you came to Ubi, you from Montreal?
Yes, so basically to go ahead with my story is like after that I got a job at Gameloft in Montreal. I went to Gameloft. I worked there about a year, year and a half. Then I got the job at Ubisoft, and I moved to Ubisoft. And this is basically where I still am. Like I'm still working for Ubisoft. And
yes. 他之前在 LA， 然后回意大利，然后来加拿大，都是在做外包的过程。然后他在 Montreal 那边，蒙特利尔的一个 Ubisoft， 对，那边有一个很大的一个 Ubisoft， 然后做一些手游3A 级项目之类的。他在那边工作了1年半这个时间，然后就来到了多伦多的。Okay, so you said you worked for the when you came to UB, by the way?
Sorry?
Which year you came to UB?
2015.
2015.
Early 2015.
We are the same year.
Yeah. You came like a month before me, something like that.
No, a month after you.
A month after, yeah.
Yeah, I came with Michael. He's like 2 months earlier than me.
Yeah. We basically got in here like the same moment. We were the second wave generation after Team Bronco.
Yeah. Okay. So we don't want to see that kind of like project be canceled.
Yeah. Well, I can say what project I worked on. Well, I worked on Watch Dogs 2, which has been released.
You can see all the thing we published already.
Yeah, exactly. And I worked on Starlink, which was pretty nice. I have just two things to show you, unfortunately.
他在蒙特利尔那边工作1年半以后，在2015年来到了育碧，跟我是1年进来，他大概是1-2个月之前比我进来。我当时也是在这边的一个学校毕业，大概是4月份结课，然后6月份毕业，然后4月份结课的时候，我就当时已经跟育碧签了合同，就是一毕业我就来这边工作了。当然他比我早来1个月2个月左右。All right, so it's Starlink.
So this is the only stuff I can show for Starlink. I did basically all the ships for them.
Okay,
but these are the only two I can show.
Yeah, so what's the deadline? No, what's the date to officially ship the game?
The game is going to get shipped end of this year.
End of this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like fall 2018, before Christmas, basically.
Nice. 它这些图就是有2张那个飞船，刚才看到了，是给那个就是多伦多工作室自己研发的一个项目。是 Starlink， 它现在游戏还没有正式的去上，但是已经公布了，它只能做那个就发出了2个那个图，里面的他说大部分飞船都是他设计的，而且那个游戏会有一些就是附件会赠出，所以说那些会就是一些游戏附属产品嘛。然后他这些就是这个跟刚才那个都是他做的，之前他刚进公司的时候，在另一个项目去工作了1-2年左右，但是那个项目也是自主研发的，是不幸被 cancel， 所以说我们不能透露消息。All right.
So yeah, I can definitely say that with this project, Starlink, some stuff I did for freelance like Drift, Overwatch.
Overwatch, nice.
Yeah.
You know what? There's some like famous games like people really want to
Yeah, yeah. Let me show you stuff I did super quickly for Overwatch.
这些是他给守望先锋做的一些 freelance。
Yeah. So as you can see, the relation between my personal stuff, which is this, right,
Nice。
and this for Overwatch is basically the same thing, right? So I was super, super, super happy when I did this gig because it was me. It was really what I wanted to do.
So
right?
before you do the real job, you feel like, okay, I did this for life, so I didn't feel any, difficult to work on
Yeah.
real.
Well, I wouldn't say difficult. It was difficult, but I was. This is exactly my field of experience. This is I know what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
So it was great.
他在做这个东西的时候，他就是特别高兴，因为高兴的不是说接到了大活儿，高兴的是他终于就是做上了自己特别想做的一些东西，就是找到了自己以后的路子。All right.
Yeah. So I was super comfortable about switching my style from realistic to stylized, but it was great. It was a really nice way to learn, and they are amazing, to be honest.
How many years you? I remember you said like the whole year you work on Overwatch.
Yeah, a year and a half. Something.
A year and a half. Wow. Okay, so this is why you leave early sometimes.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
他在
But the good thing is that I can definitely manage it.
yes.
You know, sometimes this is seen as a complicated thing. Oh, you're not supposed to do freelance, but actually you can. This is
Okay.
something that a company don't tell you because they don't want you to work for others. But
Yes.
you can negotiate that.
Okay.
You can definitely negotiate your
It's like a
time.
convertible thing or
Yeah, like for them is it depends on the company, but mostly is about money. So if you get paid more than your actual full-time job,
yes.
they are like they're not happy about that because it's
Oh,
like it means that you're gonna work for them more than
sure.
us. But if you
Sure.
don't talk about money,
Okay.
that's fine. And
Yeah.
in a way, it's like to me
They just
personally.
they
Yeah,
just
sorry,
don't
go
want
ahead.
you to shifting your emphasis on your main job or the side job, right? So you still keep on the most time on your main job, that's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. 这些他做了大概给 Overwatch 做了大概1年多的时间。其实，在国外的游戏公司里面有些公司会有规定，就是你在游戏公司里边工作的时候是不能给其他游戏公司做外包的。但是他说这个东西也比较灵活，就是表面上会这样说，但是你可以私下跟公司里面的人去商量。但是呢，你不要让他们感觉就是你做外包花的时间比上班花的时间还要多，就是一个重要性的吧。只要控制好这个平衡，就是一般不会有人去干涉你做一些私人的东西。All right.
So
National Graphic.
yeah, this is other stuff I did for National Geographic, and you see, it's still the same thing, a different style.
Yeah, but same different style.
A different style.
Working style.
Yeah,
So
this is.
I think this is a more like a way like care about like how did you achieve this, right?
Yeah. Well, this is a lot of 3D. And you see, it's basically the same I did in my very first experience where I pay attention to details. Because this is for a TV show, so I went back to the idea of doing stuff that needs to be built physically. So
this one so can be built physically.
Yeah, basically the idea this is the trick part working for movies and TVs and TV shows is that they don't build the entire vehicle. They maybe build just the ramp because because they're gonna shoot a scene on the ramp and the rest of the ship is digital, but you need to make sure that the ramp is possibly they can build the ramp basically.
他做的这个东西是给那个国家地理的一个就是电视节目，就是一个连续的东西。当时我没有去看他这个电影还是什么，是火星好像是。然后他说他做这个东西的时候，就是他电影要拍的时候，有一些部分是需要去把它就是做成一个实体的模型， 就做成实体道具，然后有一大部分可能是需要去做后期的。所以说，但是你要保证这个实体的部分跟后期要衔接的很好，很没问题。所以说，这些也是挺考验它的一个地方。OK.
So yeah, I think this is a perfect introduction to the class, I guess, because it shows how the same style or idea can be represented in different styles. And this is definitely what I want to do for the class, right? I want to do.
它这个是就是说，做机械设计，你可以看到这个和那个之前 Overwatch 和他在公司做的一些东西略有不同，只是风格上不同，但是理念之类的工作流程是一样的。而且他在说这期课程主要会就是以这种风格为主去做一个教学。Can you tell me a little bit like, okay, start for now? You can say like, because lots of people are curious, like, how did you like put this for the production work line? So where did you start from? Say you get a direction.
Okay, right? Well, yeah, I basically have a first brief with the art director, the production designer, whatever it is in the project, and I make sure to understand what's their need first.
Okay.
And then it's almost like I always take time to work just for myself. So I do small sketches.
Yeah.
Really, really small sketches that I usually never show to the client.
Oh, so you just like explore
Yeah, it's for me. It's just for me. It's like personal notes, but I never show that to the clients.
Okay.
And I learned to do that. I used to show that to clients, but I learned not to do it because they don't get it, right?
Okay. Yeah, they're art director, they're not painter.
Yeah, they don't get it. Maybe you need a line to remember, the design of a car, but they don't get it.
Okay. Yeah, so 现在我会问他一些，就是你是如何工作，就是之前看到很多作品，他是如何在有些作品是 personal work， 就是个人练习，有些作品是需要用到，就是我们的就是项目当中，就是如何从项目一开始去收到 art director，你的一些上司的一些任务，然后你是如何开始？他说他会做一些很简略的一个，就是跟头之间就是弄明白他们需要什么，就一定要明白就是你的任务是需要干什么，不是说有些东西就是需要画的好看，因为有很多就是很技术方面的东西，有一些很限制呀，来自于各个方面的 team， 所以说都是一个你需要知道的东西。知道这些框架以后，他说他会就是做笔记的同时呢，会做一些画一些小东西，然后这些小东西他不会给这些头看，也不会给他的一些客户看，就是可以当做给自己一些小提示之类的东西。
Yeah, so basically my process is small sketches for me, then I do 3D, a really, really simple 3D that I'm about to show you. I do...
So some 3D like is directly based on your...
On the sketches. Basically what I do with the sketches to me is the really most important part, because I try to find the inspiration to the idea. So the inspiration comes from everything.
So you think from the easier to starting passion in 3D as inspiration.
Yeah, let's say for instance, let's talk about the ship I did for starting, right?
Okay. 他说他在做完一些小 sketch 以后，他感觉去看一些模型会给他带来很多的一些灵感，所以说他就开始逐渐的开始设计一个东西，就是从3维的角度去考虑它的形体去设计。他给大家看的是之前他在 Starlink 做的一个那个飞船。All right.
So this is what I would do. It just is like going back, but this is what I would do.
You mean class or?
Like, let's say I get pitched to do this ship for the first time, right?
Okay.
So the art director says, oh, we have to do a ship that looks friendly, right? I think like
It's so
what's
wide.
friend and it's big and friendly, but looks ready for battle, right? So
Yeah.
I believe what's friendly? A circle is friendly, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, what if this is a ship, right? And you're like, okay, maybe a ship could be this. This is what I'm saying. Like, if you give this to an art director, they will never
Okay.
understand, right? What they
Yeah.
will say, well, what the fuck is this? It's like, well, this is not a ship, right? But for
Okay.
you, you start to understand that maybe this could be something, right?
Yeah.
And
The
you're
significance,
like,
right? Okay.
maybe from the top could be this, right? So you start thinking about that, right?
他现在画的一些东西，就是说，打比方说，他做了一个飞船，然后他的任务会交给他说做一个，呃，就是很 friendly，就是一个很友好的一个飞船的形状，然后他就会自己去，好比说从原型去入手，因为他说原型这个东西你给他们看，他们可能不会理解，但是给自己看，自己会感觉 OK，这个形状可能是一个 top view，就是顶视图或者侧视图之类的，他会自己从很基础的一个形体去考虑去设计。
So yeah, right. So in this case, that's why I'm saying I'm trying to find the inspiration. After that,
Yes.
so let's say I get, okay, let's make a circle and a triangle, right? So I go on SketchUp, right? And I model this, which is, you can see it's basically the same thing, right? But
So at the very beginning, at this stage, you already settle down the whole looking.
yeah, exactly. That's why I'm saying this phase is really, really, really important for me, because
Okay.
I get the idea here. What comes next is just a consequence. I can fuck up, of course. Like, I can screw the design completely, but it's better. It's better define these kind of things in the first phase. So basically, sure.
OK，他说他做这个飞船的时候呢，这个形状就是大家看到的最后的这个完成品，其实他在很早之前的这个很简单的，就是小 sketch 里面就已经决定了他要做这样的一个形状。所以说很早期的一个自己的一个小 sketch 是非常重要的，就是不要从很复杂的形体去入手，从越简单越好，而且这些东西你做起来以后会。就是始终会那个就跟自己最初的一个想法去做一个结合。有很多同学做设计的时候，一开始想的很好，但是越做越偏离自己的主题，这是一个很复杂的一个过程。就是 keep 简单。All right.
Yeah. So basically, I do a very, very simple 3D model. You see that, like, it's super simple. A lot of mistakes here. You see, like, this volume is weird here, but what I'm trying to do here is to define the function. So basically is, okay, where's the thrusters, where's the cockpit, where's the the engines, where's the
so you
whatever.
So you settle down the big shape first, and then once you go to like a details you want to push, so you start to think about function.
Exactly. In this phase, I think about function. So the design comes from my inspiration I had before, right?
Yeah.
But in this phase, I don't think about design that much. I think about function. So.
Okay.
Right.
So you think about function from a very early stage.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
他做这个飞船在一开始做形状的时候，一方面考虑形状是要 friendly， 然后另一方面就是考虑，就是从最简单的基础也会考虑一些功能性。然后当他去做一些细节的时候，是会更多的去考虑功能性和设计。
Yeah.
All right.
So, this is what I usually show to an art director.
Okay.
It's not.
So you start to show art director from this level.
From this level, yeah. Like when I did this, I was full time. I was so it was easier to talk with the art director. But yeah, basically this is it. And after that，
这个阶段，就是他可以觉得去 可以让别人看懂的一个阶段可以去给那个上面的人去看，在很早期草图的一个阶段，只是给自己看得懂就 OK， 他不会从这个阶段给对方看，所以说他会有一个大概将近50%左右的一个程度，他就开始可以跟别人讲一些自己的理念设计，起码别人可以看得懂。OK, so what's this?
So this is like the design phase. So I go back to design, and on the 3D model, I start sketching on it. Like basically, this is line drawing with a mass, or like an aggressive shadow, but is basically I'm trying to define the details and the design,
From
and
drawing.
Drawing. Like this is all Photoshop, right?
Okay, so you basically have very rough, kind of like a rough model in 3D, and then consider more details about design,
very rough.
You paint over.
Yeah, very rough. So I don't waste time on rendering. I just line drawing is fine in this case.
Yes.
And it helps to define the design, the shape language a bit, the details, the scale. Because if you know that this is like the door, right, that fits a ship, well, you can figure out the scale, right? On the 3D model, you cannot really understand the scale, which is really important for function. And then after that, you just go to the rendering phase, and
but you don't really need to like render too much, like just to make a board game looking, right?
Yeah, at this point you can go in two directions. You can finish the sketch, or you can start over from the this is the case of this ship. You can start over from the 3D model and make the final rendering.
Okay.
Which is basically for promo.
他说他画那个就是在3D 里边有一个大型出来以后，具体考虑设计，他还是很喜欢在画的方面去考虑设计，就不太就是做一些很小的设计，他不太喜欢在3D 里面去做。
Yeah. So in this case, when I made the rendering, I didn't start from the sketch. I start again from the 3D model. But
他这个阶段他是不是从草图阶段去 push， 他还是从3D 去做一个截个屏，然后在上面再画。
Yeah. So basically, this is what I want to do for the class. Basically, I want people to understand the inspiration first.
Yes.
To understand. So, yeah.
Yeah. Let me say, what's your focal point for this class?
Yeah, for my focal point for this class is understanding professional design. It is not just about making beautiful picture, but it's about making stuff that works in the industry.
OK， 我现在问他一些，就是你是在我们的课程中是怎样安排这样一个课程？大概就是他想把他的一个重点去放到去如何做一个很专业的设计，而不是说画一张很漂亮的画。All right.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, when I really want to make the difference between making something that looks cool that you can do in a couple hours, and it's like you can post on Facebook, and all your friends and your mom and your dad are gonna be, yeah, that's cool, man, right? I want to make the difference between this and like nail the job, like with an art director, with a production designer. So I want students to understand how to make a job that makes the movie or the game valuable. This is I really want to focus on that. It's really focused on the professional aspect.
So you gonna like put more emphasis on sketching out a thing, a shape, or like also you do something like a 3D bashing something?
Yeah, honestly, I have a few months ahead to plan this, but the more I'm thinking about that, I think that the best way to the best focus for this class would be a lot of drawing. A lot of drawing, like line drawing a lot, design a lot, and then of course also 3D, even so like 3D? basic
so
3D.
For you, just like just like a method, right? So, but your focal point just like before you approach that kind of final looking, you still want like have a purple, systematic, like overthinking about your design.
Right? Yeah. That depends. Like as I said, I loved changing technique each gig I do.
Yes.
But I want to establish the course where like if you want to go full 3D, you can do that. If you want to go like just fully 2D, it's good too, right? Sometimes I personally do just a basic 3D, and sometimes I go crazy. Like I do like all the details with 3D. I do a nice rendering in Keyshot, and that's good.
Yeah, I know different approach to
A different approach.
他说他在这节课，当时看大家好像同学看懂，他就是说他不想去教大家如何画一个很漂亮的画，就大家都喜欢的漂亮画。他想把这个东西能用到我们的这个一个 production line 当中，就是做游戏、做 movie， 然后做一些很实际的 model。他想把这个东西能够实际的去运用到工作当中。然后课程他会把一部分就是时间去放在你做3D 之前的一个阶段，就是草图阶段加草图之前的设计。他觉得这个是机械设计一个很重要的一个阶段。就当你去把它完成这个作品之前，草图阶段加上 shape language 那些阶段是特别重要的。而且呢，他说你完成一个图有很多方式，他有时候会用那个直接从 SketchUp 里面去截一个图，从线稿开始画，有时候也会去放到 Keyshot 里面去 render 一个很漂亮的图，然后在上面再画。他说过程不重要，只是前期如何去考虑这个设计阶段是很重要。
Yeah, so basically, I want the students to understand what's their potential, and if their potential is doing 3D, well, let's go for it. If your potential is, if you're really good at drawing, for instance, there's a lot of people really good at drawing. Like the line is nice. Well, I would push on line. So I will make a really basic 3D and then like a lot of line work. Right.
So you are not like pushing people to only follow your way to design.
No, absolutely. This is exactly what I don't want to do.
Okay.
That's why I think it's interesting to show that I can approach the different projects with different styles, because the style doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah.
Like in this case, I want to show you like for this workshop here, I did for National Geographic and Frame Store. Like the 3D was insane. Like I did everything basically, right?
Okay.
Beside the covers here, because it would take too much time to make the rounded shapes. But basically, you see, this is this is it, right? So, and this.
Awesome. How many times you put on this?
Well, for this case, yeah, I would say a day, couple days.
A day?
Yeah.
A day, couple days to have the 3D.
A couple days for 3D model. But it's weird to say, because you usually start from a basic shape, then you show that to the art director, then the art director gives you feedback.
Okay, right?
And then like,
the time to fix feedback is gonna be cut a lot of time. Yeah.
You know what makes you usually in what this usually in production, what makes you lose time is when you don't know what to do, right?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Clear direction is gonna be. Yeah, I know sometimes like a director is having meeting every day, so you have to wait. And,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it could take a day if someone comes to you and it's like, do this exactly like that. Well, it's just about execution.
Yeah, not gonna be fast.
Just do it, right? But yeah, for the class and for the students, I want to definitely focus on the execution of a beautiful concept, because you need to get a job and to make a nice portfolio.
Yes.
But I want to share the secrets that an art director looks from a concept artist. You know what I mean? And
So 他在这次课程中，他说，他会就是根据不同学员的那个情况去教他们如何去设计，因为有些学员特别擅长用3D，就像他做那个 National Graphic， 他3D 做了很多东西，因为是不同的 Art Director， 他会有不同要求。然后呢，他会说有很多学员可能会特别喜欢去画一些东西，而不是去3D 里边去拼一些东西。他说就是不同学员之间的不同长项。它会帮助，就是以不同的方向去帮助各种学员去那个学习3D，还有画这两个之间找一个平衡。这也是我觉得是很多学生，就是说我要做成这个效果，我到底用什么方法去做，这不是太重要，就是主要的是前期一个就如何做到一个让Art Director 去满意的一个设计之后，无论你去做3D 还是去画都可以。如果你画得快，比3D 要做得快，当然去画了，就不用去3D 了。然后他说他做那个3D 其实很快的，几天就做完了，因为他白天还要上班，可能估计就几个晚上就做完了。然后但是他说你做的东西是很快的，但是有些时候你必须要等呀，邮件还要改反馈，这些是时间很慢的。Okay.
Yeah, like I want to show you this concept I did because
NASA?
yeah, like
It's real or you just like put a logo on it?
no, just to put a logo on it. Yeah, it's
Okay.
totally
I hope one day you can
totally made up. But I want to show this because this is one of the concept that I did personal
Okay.
that got me so many gigs that you have no idea. Because, and this is like probably the first secret I can share,
Yeah.
because our directors are concerned about how can I give this idea to a 3D modeler,
Yeah.
and make sure that he builds it or she builds it exactly as I want. So they need side view, top view, right?
Okay. So 他做这个东西是个人作品，然后他想用这个做个人作品给大家看，有些东西画的不是说设计出来就是在一个方面，因为 Art Director 想看的是他如何把这个东西让其他 team 的人去看懂。好比说你设计出个东西，然后你要给3D 建模，然后3D 不仅需要你的测试图，可能还需要顶视图之类的。他说他也会push同学去从Art Director 的一个方向去考虑做一个东西，而不是画一张画而已。
Yeah, like even in this case, I want to show you this stuff, you know, where you explain.
Was this for personal or?
No, this is for the freelance, a freelance gig I did.
Okay.
This is freelance, yeah, and for Bethesda, and yeah, in this case,
For a movie, okay.
for a video game,
Okay.
yeah. And
Okay.
In this case, right, you show everything. Okay, this works with this material. This works with this material, and this
Yeah.
this function. It moves like that. It moves like this, right? Because production works like this. It's about solving problems. So in the class, basically, I want to recreate an environment that looks similar to a production phase in a company, where we have to solve problem together, and we have to find the right way to communicate how to solve the problem, right?
他这个是给自己做的一个外包，跟别人他没有说是什么东西。然后他说他会在课程当中呢，会让同学去，他说就是 production work， 就是工作图大部分方向是需要是解决问题的一个过程，而不是去画一个东西的过程。所以说他会让大家去从你看上面有很多的元素可以去设计，而且是怎么样解决这样的一个。就是把很多元素拼凑在一起，这就是一个 production work。所以说他会在课程中讲很多类似于这种方面的知识。
Yeah. So definitely you can think about making, you know, really cool stuff, like well painted. I love that, and the industry always needs that. But
sometimes I feel like you're gonna feel sad, like I'm good at painting, but I have to give it up because of production work.
Yeah, right. But in this case, I think you can have so much fun in production work when you
Okay.
do it well is fantastic. And also I think in the whole panorama of the class that we are doing with, you know, Nacho and Rui, it's good to have a moment where you focus on atmosphere. Think about Nacho, right?
Yeah.
And
Naturally.
and so I imagine a student that studies for a whole year. It's nice to touch every single element. So the
Yeah.
part that's really colorful, that's really impressive for the clients, but also the part that solves problem. And I'm like, I want to take care of the part that solves problem, right?
Nice. Nice. OK，他说他这些工作图，他其实以前特别擅长去 digital painting 去画一些东西，但是在工作图当中有时候你很难去，就是说把自己这个擅长东西发挥到一个工作当中，有很多工作当中就是解决问题而已。所以说，他觉得有时候感觉很嗨，就是自己帮工作图解决了很多问题，也是一个相当于自己在另一方面就是看到自己画了一幅很好画，是同样的心情。然后在工作图当中，我们会有 Natural， 还有 Rui， 还有我去教大家其他方面工作当中的一个可能 Natural 的图，就是大家看的更多是如何有一张漂亮的图出来而已。但是也会考虑很多气氛之类的，所以说在不同的课程中，我们会有不同的 focal point。然后他想 take 这个他的 take focal point， 就是说去教大家如何去在工作当中解决问题这个能力。Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I think something that's really important to say is that considering that the video game industry is switching to VR. Well, VR is going crazy for details about, you know, touching an object and looking at it and, you know, and like put it in together. So to me, makes sense that some concept artists are fully dedicated just to the look of a small object or a big object, right? Because it's gonna make sense more and more in the VR industry.
So you are saying like you're pretty into some VR, or you already got some like a VR job to do?
I also did some gig for VR companies. I cannot share anything, unfortunately, because it's under NDA. But yes, they contacted me exactly with this purpose. Like, we want someone who takes care about the functionality of an object. And they are so in demand in that.
他说他现在3D 设计的趋势已经逐渐的从2D 转向了 VR。VR 现在是一个，他说设计东西像 VR 可能更注重一些就是功能性。然后因为在 VR 里边，你不仅可以去看这个东西，你可以去它做一个互动，你可以 touch， 你可以去摸它之类的这种感觉。他说更多的去考虑一些工作图的一些性质。他现在也在给有一些 VR 公司去联系他，但是他不能给大家看他现在做的作品，因为有那个保密协议嘛。
Yeah, like for instance, this is a VR gig I did when I was in Montreal, and they were like, "Yeah, we need to understand how you can probably grab the monitor and move it, right? Because in VR you can do that." So
VR 的一些东西，之前的一些东西。
So they were like, we need to make sure that the arm, you know, behind the monitor works for real.
Yeah, so you have to consider from like a 360 angle rather than just like
exactly
top, front, side view, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, think about a game like Call of Duty, for instance. We have a bunch of monitors and computers, but none of them work. Like, you cannot, as a player, you cannot go there and touch it and grab it.
Yeah.
You know, you play a button and like,
you just sit there for object.
Yeah, basically the character does it for you, right?
Okay.
But in VR, you do it, right?
Yeah.
So it's for developers, for programmers, for art directors, it's becoming way more and more important that you will be able to play with the toy. virtual
Yeah,
toy, right?
interaction it's
Yes.
play a kind of a key role in a VR game or a movie,
Yeah.
whatever, right? Okay.
Yeah. So you need to be able to touch, a button, push a door, and that's so it becomes so almost so real, right?
Yeah.
So
他说
it's
他之
great.
前做 VR 最重要的感受就是说，这个用户跟那个就是你在 VR 在人物在里面，你需要去用到一些很多东西，有很多在 COD 那些游戏里面的一个 computer 什么电脑呀，还有一些任何东西在里面，只是说它放了个 NPC 在里面去操作，有动画固定的，就是说你无法去做一个交互。但在 VR 里边考虑更多的就是一个，他刚给大家看那个 monitor 那个屏幕那个东西，就是说你可能在后面去用，可能在后面去推它，可能前面去开一个门怎么开，这些东西都是一个特别需要在 VR 设计当中考虑的一个元素。
Like think about weapons, for instance. Like one problem that currently we have with VR, and is that for guns we cannot have the stock because this part here in VR,
Where?
like in a gun, like the stock,
Oh yeah.
the end part of the gun
Okay.
is impossible to have because it clips with your body. Right? Because in VR you cannot really stay like this, but it's more it's like you stay like this. So sideways you cannot stay like this, but you have to stay like this because you need to see your hands. So guns never have in VR never have the stock, the end part. So that's why it's important for them to make sure that a concept artist makes something that's functional, right?
Yes.
So
it's great. Some class I teach like students like design a gun, but I would say like try to hold a gun in your hands, but it feels like it's weird. My hands cannot like hold like the stock hold my shoulder. Okay, so it's not design. It's just like looking cool.
Yeah.
Right.
But I can tell you.
VR 的时候他在做 VR 的时候，他说这个枪后面那个托是有时候是不能有的，因为 VR 里边你要拿这个枪的时候，那个托你是看不见的，需要看到你那个枪和手之间的关系，所以说就这种类似于限制会在 VR 的 design 里边会有很多。
But I can tell you that when an art director is looking for a concept artist, that would make the difference. If the art director sees that you know what you're doing, right? He might be like, let's say that I'm an art director, right? And I have two choices. I have in front of me Leo and Oscar, right? And Oscar makes beautiful paintings and beautiful guns, but Leo makes guns that look cool, but well, you're way better than me, you know that. But Leo makes stuff that looks cool, but they make sense in the project that I need to do, because Leo knows how VR works, how creative process works, like the creative gear, right? He knows that. So as an art director, I don't care about the beautiful picture at this point. I care about, the functionality, your ability to solve the problem. Right? Of course, it's not just about solving the problem. It's about you need to be able to solve the problem in a beautiful way, of course.
So you are saying like maybe some art directors like searching some designers or painters, illustrators, whatever, just only related to their job, their project, what they need, right?
Yeah. Imagine for them is about when this is basically, I think, that the biggest difference between a concept artist and an art director, right? That we basically, sorry, this is a little long, but basically we think about the final picture for us, the result for us, is a beautiful concept. For them is a beautiful game or movie or whatever through a concept, right?
Right now I got what I did. Okay, so 他说这个 做外包，不管是 art director，between 在 art director 和设计师之间有一个不同的是，设计师总想着去有一张很漂亮的图，因为我设计师最终的东西就是以图或者以3D 以模型一个东西出现的嘛，所以说他总想把一个图弄得特别的好看，让自己的作品集看起来很好看，很强大。但是作为一个 art director，他们找设计师去做他的东西，他觉得 concept 概念设计只是一个环节，他只是想让你去来为这个他整个一个电影项目、一个游戏项目，所以这个项目去做一个环节而已，不是说去想让给整个 team 出一个很漂亮的图而已。他考虑的东西是一个很大的方向，所以说，在 art director 和设计师的眼里，他们对工作图的需求是略有不同的。
That's great. So yeah, basically, I think this is. I mean, I can stay here for hours if you want, but this is basically wraps up what is my intention to the class.
Yeah, it's really good, man. Thanks for sharing your very valuable morning time with me on Saturday.
That's fine.
And
you know.
Yeah, and I may got some questions from students.
Yeah.
If we don't, we can just like wrap it up and see you Monday, right?
Yeah.
现在大家很感谢 Oscar 能跟我们找老外都特别喜欢过周末，他们一大早能跟我们来一起直播，很感谢 Oscar。然后 OK， 现在大家就是有什么问题可以在下面跟我说，我会问他。关于课程也好，关于自己的一些personal 问题就不要问，就是可以私下去问的。在直播中可以有一些关于工作方面啊，关于自己有什么困惑，或者是关于对课程什么的问题，都可以在这儿跟我说。当然我们也可以在 QQ 群里面说，也可以。所以说，如果有我就可以让他去，在这儿跟大家顺便讲一下。
So we're waiting for.
Yeah, waiting for if we have got any questions or. Anyway, we call it a QQ group, right? So.
Oh, you want to ask on QQ as well?
No. I'm asking them like say if they don't have a question for now, we can ask in the QQ group. Some people say.
Like, oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
When we take this class, is there any like fundamental requirements for people to join the class?
Well, you need to know to use Photoshop and the really basic stuff, I would say. One thing I would say is that don't be worried about 3D. Like, as I said, I want the students to be confident the way they work. I personally use SketchUp, which is the basic 3D software ever. But if they want to use Modo, ZBrush, 3D Max, that's fine too. Right?
OK， 他说对学生就是说，最起码要会用 Photoshop， 但是不要担心过多用3D 的部分，因为他说他在最之前做设计的时候，3D 只是一个很基础的一个东西。这就是为什么我们有很多3D artist， 3D artist 他都会用什么玛雅呀、什么 Model 呀、ZBrush 之类的去做，那些是很复杂的。所以他为什么会在那个会用 SketchUp， 因为特别简单上手，而且不需要你花太多时间去做一些很技术方面的东西。所以说不要担心3D。And somebody asked like, do we have like simulating a project in the class? Like
okay, yeah. One thing I want to do is I want you and me to come up with a project for everyone. So
wow, man.
Yeah. I want to actually.
We can definitely work for a movie movie clip. Right. So yeah, we can work with Rui and he can do storyboard.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, like, give them a quick shot and you just like definitely starting to make this thing now.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
that's a great idea. We're gonna talk about later.
yeah, absolutely. Like, I have to define this, but basically
Okay.
the idea is like, I want to give like a few different topics. Like,
Nice.
let's say, for instance, a spaceship, a catapult, or a car, a tank,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And then you can pick one of these or come up with your own, but you can pick one of these. And then when I want to give them a style, like you can do
Nice.
realistic style, a movie
Nice.
style, a video game
Nice.
style. So you, let's say you decide to do a catapult, right?
Okay.
And you decide to do sci-fi. So
Yeah.
you're gonna make a small project on a sci-fi catapult. And maybe the style is gonna be stylized, right?
Okay.
So you're gonna have a catapult
Yeah.
for a cartoon, a movie, but it's sci-fi, right?
Okay.
Or you can have a catapult that looks historical,
Okay.
that's super realistic.
他说，对于在课程中模拟项目，他们就是说很希望我们就是不同老师之间能够 stand up 一个就是共同，去找几个主题，去让大家一起去在我们9个月的课程中去模拟1到2个，就是比如说我们要做一个小短片，然后呢Rui 会教大家如何去从短片里边找剧情，然后脚本做 storyboard， 然后我会帮大家提高大家的一些强化基础部分，加上一些 cinematic shot 关键帧的一些东西去做，加上一些场景 concept， 然后 natural 我们还有一个神秘嘉宾有可能会，然后他们会做一个场景 environment design， 然后 Oscar 会在我们整个模拟项目当中会教大家如何把不同的物件去不限风格的，可以做 Q 版，可以做对，可以就一整套的，可以做 Q 版，可以做写实，然后可能会有一个航空母舰，还有飞船或汽车，会有不同的选择给大家。
Yeah.
然后 and some people say, so your design is in the class is more like a robot or mostly like a props?
It could be both.
Could be both. Okay.
Yeah.
他说，机器人和物件设计的话，它就是没有太多的限制，就是说可以都做。And somebody asked like, how do you play like shapes? How to make the shapes better? I think it's quite a big topic, right?
Yeah, that's a big topic. Is I try to think, as I said at the beginning, I think about function and design as two separate things.
Okay.
And sometimes I focus on function, sometimes I focus on design,
Yeah.
and at the end I put them together.
他说那个有朋友说那个是如何去做形体穿插，是一个挺难一时半会儿去讲明白这个东西。他说他有2部分，一个是做设计，再就是一个做考虑功能性。所以说功能性和设计之间，感觉就会用到，不是感觉就一定会用到一些形体穿插之类的知识，但是在这2者之间的一个就功能和形体之间去找一个就是平衡，是他有时候根据不同的 art director 的需求会做一个shifting。
Yeah, like another thing that I'm thinking to do is, let's say you have a portfolio and you made a class with the other teachers, so you already have a style. You already have your own personal project. We can work on that. So for instance,
you don't have to push people to stick with your.
No. It's for instance, let's say that one of the students made an environment with a bridge and a castle and a door. We can take that concept and make all that mechanical bridge and the mechanical door, so it belongs definitely to the same project and the same style, right?
Oh yeah, I got what you mean.
Yeah.
So, Oscar say, 就是对于我们模拟项目的话，可以就是说不需要就是现场去想一个项目。如果很多同学在上完其他老师的课有很多想法的话呢，可以去就是把自己的一个项目去运用到课程当中，然后 Oscar 会帮大家，打比方说做一个城堡的一个门之类的，可以去根据你的风格。然后它会帮助从你的角度去看这个世界观，然后去设计这个形状。And some people say, like a design for the shape is like before after design, like 3D. I think about like maybe from your class. So never mind. 这个飞船的概念我不太清楚，这位同学是什么具体什么问题？这应该在设计任何当中都是在奥斯卡的课里面去做这个设计。之前老师的课，因为他的课是在安排到比较靠后的时间，我们分4个部分嘛，从5月份开始，5、6、7，然后7、8、9，然后10、11、12、12、1、2，从12月份、11月份。2018年的才会上到奥斯卡的课，所以说他的课是很具体到最后把一个东西设计出来，所以说我们把他课安排的稍微往后一点。之前呢，我们会先上到 Reed 的从入小本入手，大家有些很喜欢电影的朋友会做 storyboard 分镜头，然后 Reed 的课完成是我教大家。就是一些所谓提高基础啊，基础不是说大家所说的就是画线稿，然后素描，这叫基础。基础包含很多东西都是说，如果画一个好画，都是从基础开始，基础反正挺重要的。然后还有 cinematic shot 是我个人比较喜欢的，是做电影的一些镜头之类的。也会教大家一些角色方面的东西。我特别喜欢，就是画一些人体动态呀、解剖呀这些，关于角色 character 的一些东西。然后我们会有 natural 的environment design， 它可能会上大概1半课的时间，因为他现在做了一个 studio 的 director， 就整个工作室的一个头，他现在特别忙。最近我正在跟他协商他的课是怎么安排。他可能会，就是上一部分的课，这我还跟他在商量。但是如果他上一部分的课，我们会有新加进来一位大神，去 take 他另一半的课程去教大家。合着就是我们可能会有5位老师在这次课里面去教大家上课，好吧？然后在5、6、7、7、8、9、10、11、9、10、11左右是 natural 和神秘人的课，我们会尽快的把这位老师确定下来，或者说跟 natural 商量一下怎么上课的东西，然后最后是奥斯卡的设计课。Alright， 大家还有什么问题的话，我觉得可以在我们的 QQ 群里面去问，因为他可能也挺忙的，大概是计划是在1个小时左右，现在1个半小时左右，他们可能会要做外包之类的，所以说 OK， 今天就先到这儿。有什么问题，大家可以在 QQ 群或在微信去联系我。然后 Thank you, Oscar, for presenting your like awesome history of your artistic journey. So
thanks, man.
Glad to see that.
Thank you.
And yeah, you're free to go and have your freelance job, right?
Exactly. Finally, it can work.
Time, so, yeah. It's kind of so late. It's kind of so late, like in China time. So yeah, we let people sleep, and we just chilling now. Okay.
Yeah.
Enjoy the weekend.
You too,
and,
man.
Yeah, hopefully I see you on Monday. And by the way, you already recorded the video, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can after you see me, and I think it's quite big, and I'm gonna bring a hard drive in the morning, into Monday morning, and we can copy and upload it online, because some people may skip our class for this time, so they want to recheck it later. So yeah, just make sure that the file is there, and we send out on the next week.
Okay, sounds good. Perfect.
Thanks, man.
Okay, man. Have a good one.
我们的公开课，我们下期再见。拜拜。